There was once a clockmaker who was very passionate about his craft. He spent hours and hours making beautiful clocks of different shapes and sizes, with intricate designs and mechanisms. He was proud of his work and loved to display his clocks in his shop window for everyone to see. One day, a young boy came into his shop and was amazed by the variety of clocks. He asked the clockmaker, "How do you make these clocks? They are so wonderful and unique." The clockmaker smiled and said, "Thank you for your kind words. I make these clocks with love and care, using the best materials and tools. I also study the science of time and how it affects our lives. I try to make each clock reflect the personality and preferences of its owner." The boy was curious and said, "Can you make a clock for me? I want a clock that can tell me how much time I have left to live." The clockmaker was surprised and said, "Why do you want such a clock? You are young and have a lot of time ahead of you. You should enjoy your life and not worry about the end." The boy said, "I want to know how much time I have left so I can make the most of it. I don't want to waste my time on things that don't matter. I want to do something meaningful and fulfilling with my life." The clockmaker was moved by the boy's sincerity and said, "Well, I can try to make a clock for you, but I can't guarantee that it will be accurate. There are many factors that can affect your lifespan, such as your health, your choices, your luck, and your destiny. Only God knows how much time you have left." The boy said, "That's okay. I trust you and your skills. Please make me a clock that can give me an estimate of how much time I have left." The clockmaker agreed and said, "Come back in a week and I will have your clock ready." The boy thanked him and left. The clockmaker worked hard on the boy's clock. He used the finest materials and the most advanced technology. He also consulted various books and experts on the subject of time and life expectancy. He tried to make the clock as accurate and reliable as possible. After a week, the boy came back to the shop and saw his clock. It was a beautiful clock with a round face and a silver frame. It had two hands, one for the hours and one for the minutes. It also had a third hand, which was red and pointed to a number on the edge of the clock face. The number was 70. The clockmaker explained, "This is your clock. It tells you how much time you have left to live in years. The red hand points to the number of years you have left. As time passes, the red hand will move clockwise until it reaches 0. When it reaches 0, your time is up." The boy looked at his clock and said, "Wow, this is amazing. Thank you so much for making this for me. How much do I owe you?" The clockmaker said, "You don't owe me anything. This is a gift from me to you. I hope this clock will inspire you to live your life to the fullest and to make every moment count." The boy was touched and said, "Thank you, thank you, thank you. You are very kind and generous. I will treasure this clock and follow your advice. I will live my life to the fullest and make every moment count." The boy hugged the clockmaker and left with his clock. The clockmaker watched him go and smiled. He was happy that he had made a difference in someone's life. He hoped that the boy would use his time wisely and achieve his dreams. He then looked at his own clock, which was on his desk. It was similar to the boy's clock, but it had a different number on the edge of the clock face. The number was 1. The clockmaker knew that he had only 1 year left to live. He had been diagnosed with a terminal illness a few months ago and had decided not to tell anyone. He had also decided to dedicate his remaining time to making clocks for people who needed them. He did not regret his decision. He was content with his life and his work. He had done what he loved and he had loved what he had done. He looked at his clock and said, 1 year left. That's enough time for me. I still have a lot of clocks to make and a lot of people to help. I will make the most of my time and make every moment count." He then picked up his tools and started working on his next clock.